Well, after traveling for the last couple days, I am back at the farm and we're gonna go check out the barn and see what we have going on there with the cows and get these pigs fed and get the day started. Happy to be back here and ready to go. It's gonna be a hot day out today, so you can see you can see the rays of sun, but you can see all the cows are in here making a mess. So we're gonna have to shovel that out later. And they are definitely looking for a snack, but they're not getting any snacks today because they've been eating too many snacks. So you can see the whole crew here. There they are. This crew's pretty worked up today. They're hoping for some food still. They won't give up. I just came out to feed the pigs and you can see they're doing well. But this crew here is getting wild, and the only thing we have to watch for is the bull. You can see our man Ferdinand right there. You know, we don't want to get him too excited because, well, he's a bull. Hey. 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 They're just like people. You know, you put a little dessert out there and they go wild. So the one thing I always like to remember is that these are animals. They're big, they're strong, you know, 1,000+ pounds. So I don't mess around too much. I get close, but I always respect, you know, their power and what they can do. So, you know, sometimes, you know, people try to challenge the animal kingdom, and I'm not one of those people. And, you know, these animals are strong. They're very strong, and you got to respect them. So I always make sure that I do that. There he is, Ferdinand the bull. Just wants a treat, just wants a treat, just wants a treat. And because I respect their power, I just walked right through the pig pen. I jumped over the electric fence, and now I'll let them go wild. And I feel a whole lot safer being out here. So it's amazing, again, what they'll do for food and what they'll do for just a little snack. And you know, we don't really feed them grain, but every once in a while we'll give them a little taste. You know, it has something sweet, little molasses in there, and that's all they want. They just want a little bit of candy, and that helps us get around them. And because, you know, we can get around them, we can check them, we can see, you know, if anything's wrong or if they're, you know, just dealing with anything. And so anyway, got to respect the power of the animals, that's for sure. While I was away, I had another special delivery brought here in from AMISH Country, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So I'm excited to walk in the barn here and show you what that is. You can see this is a big boy here. This is a 1965 John Deere. There she is, the Deere, green paint, 4020. This is a diesel machine, which is different than the gas machines that we have. What I'm also seeing here is, because we've been driving so much into this barn with the excess moisture, you know, we're starting to have some issues with some of the floorboards. So we're gonna have to start, you know, replacing those so we don't end up at the bottom of the barn. They're pretty strong, even though they move. You see this one move a little bit. You don't really have to be super worried, just because the strength of this barn and the supports that are downstairs. But when you start putting a big tractor like this on there, and you start putting another tractor like this on the boards, and, you know, all of this hay, you know, these hay bales are about 1,000 pounds a piece, and they're, you know, 4 feet by 4 feet. So you can see when we start to stack them, you know, you got 2,000 pounds sitting on that board. And, you know, as I walk through the barn here, you know, you can see there's quite a bit of hay. It's like hay central. And good thing these barns were built strong and built tough. They could hold a hell of a lot of weight, and you can see it's not even close to the ceiling. At one point, this was filled with those square bales all the way up to the ceiling, and there's an elevator over here that used to be used. I'll take you over here to get those square bales. There it is, this little elevator You can see here, I know the sun's coming in, but this elevator here was used to bring the square bales up. And, you know, you can climb actually through the barn. There's these little ladders that are built in here so you could check on things, and you could sort of see them everywhere. So, very impressive craftsmanship. You know, these lights here are super strong. You could work at night. We're gonna eventually have to get new tires. You can see the tread here is not, it's not great, but again, we don't want to put too many rivets in the land. So this is the John Deere 4020. You know what I was also told about these barns is that back in the day, they used to actually take these barns apart and rebuild them. So they take the pieces to another place in which they wanted a barn. And again, the craftsmanship was so unbelievable. They used to rebuild these barns, take them from one place to another, carry the wood, and rebuild. And just super talented people back in the day, just true artisans, true, you know, just craftsmen that can build and build and build. And, you know, they didn't have the tools that we have today. And, you know, again, this barn is over 100 years old, and you can see it's still standing. Yeah, a board here has to be replaced, and a board here has to be replaced. But again, even right now, it's holding thousands of pounds of weight. So very, very cool and very special. So it's our job, you know, to preserve this barn and make sure that it stays and doesn't collapse. Classic machine, and we can hook attachments up to this so we can start doing our hay also. So pretty cool. Nothing runs like a Deere. There's a backlight over there, so when you're on the machine, you can look back and make sure that everything's you know, working and doing what it's supposed to do. Pull this closed. Heavy garage door down. Now, if anybody needs any manure, I'll tell you what, we got plenty of it. These cows, man, they went to town today in this barn. So we're gonna be closing that door because, man, this is gonna be a good half hour of shoveling. Well, we got the cows out again looking for a treat, but we also have a little surprise here in that little calf, just about a day or two old, kind of snuck up on us. We didn't even realize that we had a calf coming, and that's what's so wild. You know, that looks like that's his mommy right there, or her mommy. So it's wild. The animal kingdom, I always say, interesting place. Anything could happen. So we got a bunch of the cows hanging out here, and you know, I know it's hard to see, but you could probably see some of the flies coming off them, and some of you may be a little bit skeeved out over the flies, but I mean, it's really hard to get rid of them. And we don't use chemicals or anything like that to try to get rid of the flies. A lot of people do, but you know, the more chemicals you put on these cows, you know, the more you ingest, you know, when you do you know, consume the meat. So we want to just make sure that we keep things as natural as possible here. That's our goal. And you know, it's cool to just see them hanging out. You can again see the little calf walking with his mom, or her mom rather, and it's cool. It's just cool to hang with the animals. It's very therapeutic, and after a long week of work especially, it's cool to just come out here and watch them do their thing. And you can see right there, they're flipping over that mineral tub. There's all different minerals in there to help them. And what's so cool about the cows is that they know exactly what they need. So they know what minerals to lick. And we have both mineral blocks, which I'll show you, and we also have like a granular mineral, which goes in that yellow one. So they get to pick, but what's cool about the blocks is they get to lick the one that they need, you know, where the granular has a little bit of everything.